Dear friends, once again, you are welcome to Empowerment Talks. Today, I'm meeting somebody very, very special who brings with him a lot of experience in what he is about to offer to us. So stay tuned, subscribe, share, comment, and join in the conversation. So I am talking here about Dr. Zama. He holds a PhD in international and rural development from the Land Tenure College, Land Tenure Center, College of Agriculture and Life Science, University of Wisconsin-Madison, with the focus on agriculture and sustainable rural development. He equally holds a Master's of Laws degree in Environmental Law from the University of Washington School of Law. He is currently the host of Amber Farmer's Voice, a TV program produced in collaboration with Southern Cameroon's Broadcasting Television, SCBC TV, to educate farmers in appropriate techniques in producing food using videos. And this program airs every Sunday at 4 p.m. Cameroon time. He previously worked as a researcher with the International Food Policy Research Institute in Washington, D.C., and as a lecturer in community forestry at the École Nationale des Eaux et Forêts in Gabon. Apart from that, guys, Dr. Zama is a founding member of ONPASSIVE, and he believes that he believes in teaching people how to fish instead of giving them fish, thus the program Amber Farmers. So join in, guys, subscribe, share, comment, connection as I bring to you Dr. Zama. So Dr. Zama, you are welcome to Empowerment Talks, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much, Madam Comfort, for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be with you and your guests. I mean, your viewers. I'm very excited to be here.
Thank you. Thanks. It's just an honor having you here, and we're so excited about what you are about to tell us. So we just want to go straight to business. Could you please tell us, tell our audience about Amber Farmer's Voice?
Yeah, as you said in your introduction, Amber Farmer's Voice is an agriculture program that is aimed at farmers who are particularly in developing countries, but also people who are in the developed world who are interested in gardening. So what we essentially do is educate farmers in simple and appropriate ways of growing whether it's vegetables or food as a whole. So that is the goal of Amber Farmer's Voice, to teach farmers or people who are interested in agriculture in simple and modern techniques of growing food.
Okay. Well, thank you. That sounds very interesting, and it's good to know. So I know, before we continue to hear more about Amber Farmer's Voice, I know you are the newest recruit of ONPASSIVE. Can you tell us why you decided to join ONPASSIVE, please?
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Maybe I'm one of the newest recruits.
Even though we don't recruit on ONPASSIVE, we share. So you're just one of the newest founding members of ONPASSIVE.
Okay, yeah, yes. I got interested in ONPASSIVE watching you talk about it. I have many other friends who have talked about it, but one of the reasons why I really joined was when I started seeing people like Dr. Bill Williams. I watched your interviews with him. There were other people like Jeffrey Mallock. There was the guy you have in Canada. Is it Michael Williams?
Michael Williams, yeah.
You know, I watched your interviews with them, and they were so convincing that I said to myself, if people like this could be members of ONPASSIVE, then I have no reason not to be a member. So those were some of the influences that really made me to consider being a member of ONPASSIVE. But definitely, Comfort, you were the first person who told me about it. I never believed it, but when I saw people like again, as I said, Dr. Williams, Mr. Marlock, and Mr. Michael Williams, those were some of the people that really pushed me to really consider becoming a member of ONPASSIVE.
Wow. Thank you so much for letting us know, and we appreciate. You just talked about our finest in ONPASSIVE. That is, those are the backbones of ONPASSIVE, and they are doing really a good job. And believe me, you took a right decision. That's something you will never forget, because it is a useful empowerment tool which is going to empower you in your empowerment project that you run on your Amber Farmers Voice. So, on Passive has many products, right? I know that we are still waiting for the launch. Which of these products actually attracted you when you like for you to finally take your decision of joining us?
Uh, One of the things, several things attracted me, but particularly O Academy, because O Academy, O Academy offers the opportunity to actually teach people lots of things. And since Amber Farmer's Voice is a program
Some
that,
Can
yeah,
you hear me now? Yes.
yes, I can hear you.
All right, carry on,
Okay,
please.
yeah, I was saying that O Academy was
Mhm.
the one product that was of particular interest to me because
Okay.
Amber Farmer's Voice is a program that is aimed at teaching people how to grow their own food. Whether you are rich or you're poor, it really doesn't matter. You can
Mhm.
always learn how to grow something. And so, O Academy sounded as a platform where you can actually go there and put courses or put um, talks how people can grow gardens in their backyards, whether it's in London or it's in Birmingham or it's in
Mhm.
Washington or it's in Santa,
Mhm.
anywhere in the world. So our academy was the precursor for me joining on passive.
Wow. Thank you so much. I know everybody has what they get from this, but deep down my heart, Academy actually lies deep down my heart as well, because back home, you know what, our teachers, they do a great job. They do a lot, but they earn little or nothing. Given what we'll get from Academy, like what you are saying, we have a lot of talent out there, and so this product is waiting for everybody. Thank you for really sharing this and pointing to it. We really appreciate that, and we hope that we make maximum use of it. So, coming from Southern Cameroons, you said, and a founder of OnPassive, what is it that you would like other OnPassive members to know about Amber Farmer's Voice?
Well, I would like, your unpassive members to know that even though we are from Southern Cameroons and we happen to be going through a crisis right now,
Mm-hmm.
um, we happen to be going through a crisis right now, we still have things that we can offer the world, like
Mm-hmm.
uh, like Amber Farmer's Voice, where we teach or we educate, people around the world, not only in Southern Cameroons or in
Mm-hmm.
Africa, across the world,
Okay.
in simple and practical things that they could do wherever they are in
Mm-hmm.
in producing organic food, for
Mm-hmm.
themselves. One of the things which Amber Farmer's Voice prides itself is that
Mm-hmm.
we advocate for organic food
Mm-hmm.
because the world has been polluted with chemical fertilizer, and there is research which points to the fact that chemical fertilizer causes lots of illnesses. There's cancers and all kinds of things. So if people can learn how to produce food organically, for example, let me give you a simple example.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Whether you're in London, you're in Birmingham, it is possible to compost your kitchen waste. And when you compost your kitchen waste, you can use that, in a flower pot to grow your tomatoes or your
Wow.
peppers. for people who are back in southern Cameroon or in Nigeria or in India,
Mm-hmm.
it is possible for them to use, urine as organic fertilizer.
Wow.
Um, it is very safe to use. You
Mm-hmm.
just have to follow the safety precautions,
Mm-hmm.
and it is 100% organic fertilizer.
Wow.
Um, what people might know is that urine contains three properties. It contains potassium, phosphorus, and magnesium.
Mm-hmm.
So that is what you have in chemical fertilizer that you buy from the store. So why, if you're in a position that you can collect urine, and in a safe way, there are safe protocols that have been developed
Mm-hmm.
to collect urine and use as fertilizer. So for people, for rural farmers who don't have money, and the fact that most of the soils in many countries are depleted,
Mm-hmm.
using urine as fertilizer is one way to for us to grow organic food. So those
Mm-hmm.
are some of the things through Amber Farmer's Voice can bring to the members of Unpassive, to open their minds to different ways of doing things.
Wow.
And what I'd like to assure your viewers is that using urine is nothing bad. A
Mm-hmm.
lot, University of Michigan has done lots of research. The National Science Foundation in the United States is funding lots of research on,
Mm-hmm.
on the use of urine as fertilizer. So people should not think that it's something that is gross, or no. But it is. Um, it is an aspect of organic farming that is
Mm-hmm.
coming up, and we at Amber Farmers Voice, we want to get this information down to the people, to the
Mm-hmm.
farm to the farmers who actually need it.
Mm-hmm.
So through Amber Farmers Voice, members of Unpassive can learn some of these simple things, as I mentioned, that don't cost anything, that are not expensive, to use to improve the cultivation of food.
Wow. Thank you so much, Dr. Zamat. This is very, very useful information. I was just like, oh my God, urine, is this useful? Because once we pass it out, we are just like, okay, it's no more. It's a no go. You can't look at it anymore. But when you sit here like an expert and tell us that this is how useful it is, and you've got more than this to offer, it's just exciting. This is empowerment talks. And this is a great empowerment tool. You are just adding to what we already have here, which is actually of interest to the unpassive world in particular and to the entire world in general. So we really do appreciate. However, at the background, we have had a lot of discussions, and I know that something pushed you, some particular thing pushed you to come up with the program Amber Farmer's Voice. And you just talked about the crisis in southern Cameroon. Can you just let us know a bit, because you made me understand that that was the reason why you started the program Amber Farmer's Voice. So tell us a bit about that and how you are using Amber Farmer's Voice to help that situation.
Yeah, before 2016, when the crisis in southern Cameroon actually started, I was just a regular person, going about my life, taking care of my family. But in 2016 and 17,
Mm-hmm.
a civil war actually broke out in Cameroon, where the government of what we call La République du Cameroon actually
Mm-hmm.
waged war against the people of southern Cameroon. And
Okay.
so this war actually produced thousands and thousands of refugees. According to United Nations High Commission for Refugees, there are about 70,000 Southern Cameroonians who have fled the violence, and they're seeking refuge in Nigeria.
Mm.
We have almost a million Southern Cameroonians who are internally displaced, and they're they're seeking refuge in La République du Cameroon. So, uh, when this situation happened, when we saw the thousands of refugees who were
Mhm.
flocking to Nigeria, we started getting complaints. They didn't have food to eat, they didn't have money, and so
Mhm.
agriculture being my specialty, I started thinking, how can I help our people, in this situation in which they find themselves, whether they're IDPs, they're internally displaced, or they're refugees, or those who are still back in Southern Cameroons who don't have the opportunity to, to flee or to go to other places. And so that's how I came about the idea of Amber Farmer's Voice, through which we could teach our people
Mhm.
how to grow food,
Mhm.
to help themselves. Let me give you a simple example. Um, we have, as I said, almost a million internally displaced in southern in La République du Cameroon.
Right.
These people, they don't have money to eat. They don't have money. They don't have food. They don't have land that they can do any gardening or they can do any farming.
Mhm.
But it is possible that wherever you find yourself,
Mhm.
you can use empty rice bags. You put in soil and you can plant tomatoes. You can plant vegetables. Um, if you can go to a dump, a garbage dump,
Mhm.
and you pick out used car tires. You bring it where you live, and you put ground in it, and you can plant something. So with simple things like that,
Mhm.
you know you can actually grow food. um there are other simple techniques let me give you another example. You can go
Mhm.
to the you can go to the garbage dump. You pick up
Mhm.
empty plastic bottles, and you cut it in a certain way, and
Mhm.
you can use that as drip irrigation. Because you happen to be in a place where you don't have water,
Mhm.
using that kind of drip irrigation reduces the amount of water that you can use, maybe to water your tomatoes or your peppers or your vegetables or anything like that. Because the system is designed in such a way that the water actually goes directly on under the plant, so you don't have to waste water. So
Mhm.
in places where water is difficult to come by, you can still
Mhm.
grow. You can still grow good vegetables or enough food using very simple techniques of drip irrigation. So those were some of the reasons why we came up with Amber Farmer's Voice, to be able to educate um, you know uh, our refugees, our internally displaced people. But eventually, we've seen that you know when the program started, it started airing on SCBC, Southern Cameroon
Mhm.
Broadcasting Television. There are some people at home who still have the luxury of television, and so they are able to watch some of these programs that we produce, and then they share the knowledge with others who don't have the opportunity to watch. And so the information and the knowledge is able to to go widely amongst our people.
Mhm.
Uh, Not only that, we have gotten feedback from countries as far as Nigeria, as Liberia, Sierra Leone, in Gabon, and in Benin, people who
Mhm.
are actually watching Amber Farmer's Voice, and they're actually putting in practice some of the things that some of the things that we educate our people on.
Mhm.
I just got a simple example. There was a program that we did on how to raise snails.
Mhm.
For us, who come from the northern part of southern Cameroons, no, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
from the northern zone of southern Cameroons, we never grew
Mm-hmm.
up. We never grew up eating snails, but
Right.
but because of the crisis, there are some people who have actually gone to other parts of La République du Cameroon, and
Mm-hmm.
so they started growing snails because snails is 100% protein. It's good. It's good protein, and so because of a program that we did,
Mm-hmm.
teaching people how to go to a garbage dump, pick up
Mm-hmm.
old tires, come put them together, and then you go to the bush and find snails, and then you put grass inside and you feed them. And so
Mm-hmm.
snail is a very good business, and there are some of the our internally displaced who have actually started raising snails and selling. So
Wow.
this is that was exactly the reason why we started Amba Farmer's Voice, to give people, the information how
Mm-hmm.
they themselves could make do with the bad situation in which they
Mm-hmm.
found themselves.
Wow, wow. This is so rich, Dr. Zama. I really appreciate this information and thank you so much for what you are doing. Definitely, this is Empowerment Talks. And on this platform, we are inspired by Mr. Ash Mufares on passive because it's the most empowerment tool I have ever come across. And I believe that the raison d'etre for on passive is to see people like you do this, because if you are not here to pass out to give this information, I think Ash's vision will not be accomplished, because this is exactly what he wants to see us do. So this is useful, this is important, guys. If you have information like this from your own end, from your country, or from wherever, you are highly welcome. And please, if you have questions for Dr. Zama, whether you're watching us live or afterwards, just drop them on the public comment section, and I'll definitely get him to come back. He's got a lot to offer, Dr. Zama. We are just pleading that you should get ready to come out next time and demonstrate a few things, because people want to know more about what Amber Farmer's Voice has to offer. Yeah, that said, you just said people can do anything from anywhere, right? And this is so interesting. And it seems to be massive, because taking care of hundreds of thousands of people in need and all of these things. So what has been your source of funding for Amber Farmer's Voice in order to reach out to the people, your target people?
Um, Amber Farmer's Voice is produced particularly from my pocket, from help from a few friends,
Mm-hmm.
but what is most important is, for us at this point, is that
Mm-hmm.
there are thousands of people who are worse off than myself, or than Amber Farmer's Voice team,
Mm-hmm.
and we have to reach out. We have to be able to reach out to people, to vulnerable people,
Mm-hmm.
who actually need help. So at this
Right.
point, we don't have any funding, but we are pushing ahead because we believe in what we're doing. We believe in helping people, and the
Mm-hmm.
information, it's very, very useful. As you said, teach people how to fish than to give people fish. We have 60,000 refugees in Nigeria. How,
Mm-hmm.
it's impossible to actually feed 60,000 people, giving them
Right.
food. But if you teach them how, they can use rice bags,
Mm-hmm.
to grow pepper, or to grow Irish potatoes, or to grow greens in their backyard, that will help them more, and they will learn something than going to give them bags of rice from the FAO, from the UN, and things like that. So one of the things which we are trying to to develop within ourselves is that
Mm-hmm.
uh, we can take care of ourselves no matter the situation, if we are
Mm-hmm.
just focused, and we are determined, and we have the self-confidence that at a certain age, you cannot continue to be a beggar, no matter
Right.
no matter how desperate you are, people should try as much as possible to be able to do things. And gardening or agriculture is the foundation of life.
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to grow something, you can never be hungry.
Mm-hmm.
That is our motto. No matter the situation, you may not have money in your pocket, but you have
Mm-hmm.
food. You have food to feed yourself and your family. That is our motto.
Wow. This is so good because you touch me because each time people come to this platform, when we reach to this humanitarian aspect of the whole life of this platform, I get so emotional, and you just get me to it. I'm just like, oh my God. And this is massive, guys. Whoever is watching us now, what do you think? What is so if you feel like supporting, if you feel like proposing ways of getting more help to get this project going, you are highly welcome, because this is something to encourage. This sounds like, oh bless, right? Because I'm just like, wow, it's such a blessing, because it's difficult as an adult, depending on people. And the people we're talking out there in Nigeria and all over the place, most of them are adults. They used to fend for themselves, and they cannot beg forever, they cannot depend forever. Their needs are hardly being met. But then teaching them how to go to fend for themselves can be the best thing you can ever offer an individual. So thank you for doing this, and would really, really believe that you are going to go even further than where you are now, especially when we launch. But whoever feels moved, just drop a comment, find out more about Amber Farmer's Voice. Just think about what you can offer, what you can contribute, be it in kind, be it in ideas, and so on. I think we would like this to grow, because this sounds like unpassive. This sounds like, oh bless. This is humanitarian. We really appreciate you for that, Dr. Zama. However, I would like to know, what do you have what type of people respond? Like, people have responded from all over the world. This is what we have done. They have shown you things that they have done from what they have learned. What age groups do respond, and who do you focus on a particular age group, or it's just out there and everybody comes and say, this is what we are doing from what we learned from you?
We've gotten response, particularly from young people
Mm-hmm.
who are displaced as a result of the conflict in southern Cameroons.
Mm-hmm.
We've also gotten feedback from other farmers in Benin and Gabon. As I said,
Mm-hmm.
um, people have different interests, and so
Mm-hmm.
there's some programs that people identify with more, and there's other programs that interest different people. We've also gotten feedback from people in the diaspora, in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
in the U.S. particularly, where as you said, maybe we'll do this next time. But
Mm-hmm.
in the summer, this summer actually, I started a garden project behind my house, and
Mm-hmm.
I was using plastic buckets to grow to grow cocoyams. And
Oh.
so some people were actually very impressed with it. And people went out and bought their own buckets, came in and put in garden soil and started growing. So um people have different things, and uh, we've gotten feedback from people all across the world
Mm-hmm.
who didn't know that they could use an empty bucket to grow
Mm-hmm.
something, which is pretty simple. But
Right.
it may be simple to somebody like me who is involved in agriculture on a daily basis. But for
Right.
somebody who has grown up in Philadelphia or in Washington or in London, who never planted anything, that may not come. That may not be an intuition, for that kind of a person. But
Mm-hmm.
actually seeing that you can use either a flower pot or, as I said, a 5 gallon
Mm-hmm.
plastic bucket to grow cocoyam, or to grow vegetable, or to grow in
Mm-hmm.
jama, or so it is very inspiring to to some people. So we do get feedback from everybody, across the age spectrum. People
Mm-hmm.
who are 70 years old, you don't just have to sit in front of the TV and watch TV. What is
Right.
it? You don't even, no matter how much money you have saved in your bank account, growing something behind your house and going out in the morning and harvesting a tomato is different from going, to buy it from the grocery store. So
Right.
that is the whole idea that, no matter how much money you have, you can still grow your own thing, with your own hands. You touch the soil and you really feel good about it.
Wow, this is so powerful, and I can't wait because I've been here for ages. You just got me like I'm just like okay, I want to learn right now because if I know that I can plant cocoyams, is it the same as colocasia? I just want to get people know what we call cocoyam. Yeah. So
Yeah.
if I know I've been missing out on this like for ages, but if I know I can produce it here, it's like wow. So this is really really interesting and I think you have to come back here. You have more trips because we want to get every bit out of you and your team. So,
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
someone tell us, yeah, what have been some of the challenges uh, of with the Amber Farmer's Voice? What have been your greatest challenges?
The greatest challenge that we've had, and that I'm really looking forward to on passive,
Mm-hmm.
to be launched, is that
Yeah.
some of the farmers are in places where they don't have television, they
Hmm.
don't have internet network, and so we are not reaching the critical mass that we would really like to reach. So our greatest challenge is getting this information to the people in the most rural areas.
Hmm.
And so that is our greatest challenge. So how do we intend? We've gone out and we've talked to other experts.
Mm-hmm.
How we can get this information out to people who are in areas that don't have internet access, or they don't have television. And one of the ideas that that we're toying around with is to see how we can develop an app for Amber Farmer's Voice, so that once we produce the program, we can compress it, and then we're able to distribute it via WhatsApp. Once you
Mm-hmm.
once you distribute it via WhatsApp, people in the most rural areas will be able to get it,
Mm-hmm.
because particularly in Africa or in other developing countries, Android phones, it's is becoming very very commonplace. So
Mm-hmm.
in every village, at least you can see one or two or three Android phones. So our goal is that um, in the nearest future, once we start producing, once we have an app, a small simple app that can be distributed
Mm-hmm.
to anybody anywhere in the world,
Right.
where after each program we'll be able to compress the program, and then
Mm-hmm.
we'll distribute it via WhatsApp, and everybody can use it to learn, to do things.
Wow. This is just powerful, and I'm more excited because this is definitely going to happen. We have ONET, which is just going to, on passive over delivers, and ONET is going to do this job just very effectively. Keep on keeping on. Let's keep it here. When time comes, we'll take out everything, and this is just wonderful. Thank you so much
Yeah,
for
thank you.
sharing. Yeah.
As I said, when I look at the products that OnPassive had,
Mhm.
O Academy and ONET, those are things which I'm really really anxiously waiting for,
Mhm.
because it is going to help get the message out to our farmers or to people who want to get into gardening. You readily get the information to them.
Right. Wow. This is just this is good. We have said a lot. As a founder in On Passive, we come here, we meet people every day. On Passive is actually a brand new family, a brand new world of ours because you connect with so many other people, right? So what message do you have, or because you have talked about challenges, how you are putting on and so on, there's so much that you like to do, so just what kind of help do you ask for when you talk to people, to groups, to individuals and so on? What kind of help do you ask? We just need to know, because who knows, if anybody is moved, they can help in any way, materially, financially, even with information, ideas, how to improve on what you are doing. So let us know, please.
At this point, what is most important for us, or yeah, for us, for the Amber Farmers team, is to
Mm-hmm.
to get the information to people who need it.
Mm-hmm.
Whether you are in India, whether you're in Nigeria, whether you are in South Africa, we
Mm-hmm.
want we want people to learn how to produce their own food organically. That
Mm-hmm.
is that is that is the most important thing for us. So if for your viewers who are watching right now, if they want to help, please watch Amber Farmer's Voice. Talk to your neighbors about them, whether you are in the diaspora, whether you are in the US, or in the western part of the world, or you are
Mm-hmm.
in India, or you are in Africa. Tell your if you are if you are in the diaspora, tell your family members back at home that
Right.
if you are growing tomatoes, or if you are growing corn, you are growing
Mm-hmm.
beans, you can learn how to dry your beans so that weevils do not destroy your beans. You can
Hmm.
learn how to build a solar dryer in the village so that you can use to dry your crops so that it prevents post-harvest losses. If you are in the village somewhere, you can use these leaves as you can plant these leaves, or you can go to the bush and harvest these leaves and process it in this way and use it as a pesticide, or
Hmm.
as insecticide. So
Wow.
knowledge is power, and one of the things which I think we really need at this point is let people know that they have the power in their hands, and
Mm-hmm.
once you learn something, you become powerful. And so again, what we need from on passive and all members is,
Mm-hmm.
please share the education to people we know who actually need it. I know that for those of us who are in the diaspora, we still have family members back at home who are in the villages. They're farmers, or those who are in the cities. They're struggling. Share the information to them that they can learn something by watching Amber Farmer's Voice, either on Facebook or on we have a YouTube channel which is called Amber Farmer's Voice, or for those who have the opportunity to watch it live on SCBC, as you said in the introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Amber Farmer's Voice comes on live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Washington time,
Mm-hmm.
Eastern Standard Time, or 4 p.m. Cameroon time, or West African time. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
what time it may be in in India or in Asia generally, or maybe around 2 p.m. in the UK or in Europe. So I think the most important thing that would really help us right now is to let the people who need the information get it.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much for letting us know, Dr. Zama. I was just about to ask you a question which you have already answered. So I'm just going to repeat it so that I'm sure that I got everything right. So people can find Amber Farmer's Voice on SCBC TV on Sundays. They can find you on Facebook. They can find you on YouTube. Right. So
Yeah.
whoever is interested in contributing to Amber Farmer's Voice in any way, you are all highly welcome. You can also drop a comment here if you have a message for Dr. Zama and his team, or you have a question, or you have a contribution, or any information that would be useful to them. You are highly welcome. Keep in touch, guys. I believe that this is what we are all about doing. It's all about thinking about others and not about selves. So we really do appreciate you once again, Dr. Zama. This has been a wonderful time that we spent here together, and we appreciate what you are doing for humanity. Nothing more you can do apart from helping someone, teaching them how to fend bread for themselves instead of handing out every morning. So we really appreciate. I don't know, do you still have one last thing to say, or I know you've said enough? We're always, yeah, so we'll give you the last chance to.
Okay. Thank you so much, Comfort, for inviting me to your program. and it's a pleasure to actually come here and interact with your viewers and with members of ONPASSIVE. As we said during the program, I'm a member of ONPASSIVE, and I look forward to the to the launch.
All right.
I'm particularly, I can't wait um, for O Academy to come up.
Academy. Yes.
Yes, come up so that Amber Farmer's Voice can use it, to educate people across the world.
Right.
Thank you again so much, and we are ready to come back anytime that you feel necessary to invite us. We are ready, and thank your viewers again for the time they spent with us. Uh, we hope that through this they were able to learn something about Amber Farmer's Voice. The last thing I can say is that for those who may be interested in contacting us via WhatsApp, our WhatsApp
Right.
number, our WhatsApp number is +1 202 735 1145. Again, our programs, after we do each program, we put it on YouTube, and our YouTube channel is Amber Farmer's Voice. Or for those in diaspora who want to watch us live every Sunday at 11 a.m. Washington time, or you go on Amber Farmer's Voice Facebook page or on SCBC TV. They can watch us on those platforms.
All right. Thank you so much, Dr. Zama. I think one more thing we are going to do after this is I'll pin the information, your contact information on the comment section, so that if people click on it, they just find you either on YouTube or on Facebook. And I think that also helps.
All
So
right.
thank you once again. Yeah. Thank you for your time. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So, yeah, dear viewers, thank you for watching. This is Empowerment Talks, and we get very excited when we have somebody who has a 100% attitude of empowerment. And I don't know whether attitude is the right word, So let's encourage this. Let's get it going. Because I've been searching, I just want someone. If you have a similar thing, please share, because they say people suffer for lack of knowledge. I talk with Dr. Zama every day, but I don't know that he has this much to offer me until I sit here to learn from my own platform. So let's get in touch. Let's share this information. If there are people who do a similar thing and they want to connect with Dr. Zama, please let us know. His
Absolutely.
WhatsApp number is here. I'm going to give more information. Tell me on the comment section if you are doing a similar thing from whatever part of the world and you would like to get in touch. We are happy to connect you because it happens a lot on this platform. So thank you for watching. Continue to share. This is useful information. We need this even more than money, because you may have money in your hands and you don't know what you want to buy. But then the knowledge is here. You learn and then go from there. I think things will not be the same. Thank you once again, Dr. Zama. And thank you, guys. See you again soon.
Thank you, Comfort.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Bye-bye.